Greetings, YouTube. Happy August 1st. I go back to teaching in a couple of weeks. It's just crazy how the summer is over, but I guess for the average person, you don't have a summer, right? It's just another day with really hot weather. So it is without further ado that we start the month of August, and because it is the first of the month, we know that we have indeed a chance for those daily/monthly calendar cards, however you consider them. And today is interesting because we're used to a couple of things with daily cards. We're used to either 5 and 6 star shards or 6 stones. But every once in a while, just a couple months of the year, we have Catalyst daily cards. And you can see from the banners during the game, we have a Superior Catalyst daily card, an Advanced Catalyst daily card, a bunch of daily cards to grade and talk about in regards to your hard-earned money. So, as always, we are going to start at the very bottom and work ourselves up. So, $10, let's talk about that, okay? 8,400 Tier 1 Alpha Catalyst fragments. We're going to have to check how many Tier 1s that is. 36,000 Tier 4 basics, so you get one Tier 4 basic. 6 Tier 3 Class Catalyst crystals, the RNG 1 out of 6. 6 Tier 2 Class Catalyst crystals, the 1 out of 6 RNG. 6 Tier 1 Class Catalyst crystals, and that's it. This is one of those deals that I would recommend if you can choose your class of Tier 3, Tier 2, and Tier 1, which we have seen rarely in the past. You have the ability to do that, but not in this case. Now, the Tier 1 Alpha is 8,400, right? So let's go to our Catalyst inventory. And let's remind ourselves of 8,400, what that means. Well, 2,800 fragments get you one Tier 1. So, 3 Tier 1 alphas for your ability, $10. 3 Tier 1 alphas, a Tier 4 basic, and then some Tier 3 class cats, some Tier 2, some Tier 1s. I think this should be a $5 deal. I think it's priced twice as much as it should be. And on top of that, it should also give you a chance to include the class of your choice, which it doesn't. Even for beginners that have a hard time getting Tier 3 Class Catalysts and Tier 1 Alpha Catalysts, this still can't get higher than a D+ grade. It's just below average, it's overpriced, and quite frankly, it is not worth your money. It might be worth $5. It is certainly not worth $10. And of course, if you are in a country like India or Canada, you are going to be paying more than that with the conversion rate. Now we go from $10 to $30. Pretty high bar. You get 72,000 Tier 4 Basic, which is enough for 2 fully formed Tier 4 Basic. Not really that big of a deal. That's how many you can get in the Tier 4 Basic arena from going up to 2 million points for the top milestone. You get 90 Tier 4 Class Catalyst Fragment Crystals, which also I don't think is a big deal at all, especially because they're the 1 out of 6 RNG. You get 3 Tier 4 Basic right now, so this is going to be tempting for those of you who really can't get Tier 4 Basic reliably, and you only need Tier 4 Basic to, say, take your 5, or not your 5-star, excuse me, your 4-star up to rank 5 is what I was trying to say, because you need 5 Tier 4 Basic in that regard. But this is also over the course of a month, and of course, keep in mind, by the end of the month, you'll be getting a free Tier 4 Basic in the monthly calendar of August, etc. You get 5 Tier 1 Alphas, which is what you need to take a 5-star upper rank, so that's not bad. And then a fully formed Tier 4 Class Catalyst Crystal, but it is the 1 out of 6 RNG, the kind of RNG that if you're aiming for a specific class, good luck actually landing on the class that you need. This is another example, like the right deal, of a deal that's not terrible if the price is right. And I think the price is $10 too high in this case. I think in 2019 this should be $19.99, not $29.99. They are overvaluing several items and at the same time trying to overcharge you for them. If this was $19.99, I'd consider this to be at least a B- grade, but because it's $29.99, I'm going to give this another D+. Maybe the ceiling is a C-, like a 70%, but I would not recommend getting this. It is not worth your money. You're going to get the same amount of Tier 4 Class Catalyst Crystal for free in the August login calendar by the end of the month again. All right, the Superior Catalyst Daily Card is the one to talk about because We get some tier 4 class catalyst fragment crystals, which again I think are not even worth putting into a grade, right? That's just not really worth it at all. And then on top of that, you have 54,000 total tier 2 alpha catalysts. Okay, that's relevant, right? That is that's something that we can basically do the math on and remind ourselves that that is 1.5 tier 2 alphas. And then you get 3 tier 4 class catalyst crystals, which are fine. You know, again, that's the 1 out of 6 RNG. You get a fully formed tier 2 alpha. Okay, so now we're looking at 2.5 tier 2 alpha over the course of 30 days, but there's an added extra half right now as well. So you get 1.5 tier 2 alphas right now, and then over the course of a month, you get an additional 1.5. So 1.5 plus 1.5 makes 3 tier 2 alphas. And then some tier 4 class catalysts, some tier 4 class catalyst fragment crystals, and those are basically the add-ins. So we know that that's 3 tier 2 alphas for $70 over the course of a month. That puts each tier 2 alpha at approximately $23.33 a change. Now I know it's over the course of 30 days, but I have said for months now that my goal is for Kabam to offer, for the price of an Odin, which is still a lot of money, it's $100, 4 tier 2 alpha, because that's how many you need to take a 5-star to rank 4. We right now, with this deal, technically have a better per tier 2 alpha catalyst price than that goal. This is, by all accounts, the cheapest we have seen tier 2 alpha catalysts since Marvel Contest of Champions was introduced. $23 a piece, and that's assuming that the tier 4 class catalyst crystals and the tier 4 class catalyst fragment crystals are worth no value whatsoever to the deal. They're just thrown in like the fortune cookie at the end of a Chinese restaurant meal. I think, given that this is the best we have seen for tier 2 alphas, I can't give this lower than an A- because it is the best we've seen. Would I prefer for it to be all right now? Of course. And I do think it's an A- and not an A, because you do have to build those fragments up slowly over the course of 30 days. But if you're asking me, Prof, when are we going to find a better deal than this for tier 2 alphas if I don't get this? The answer is I don't know, because we haven't seen anything better than this. And even though it is over the course of the month of August, it's very much better than the overpriced $50 per tier 2 alpha, or even in the past couple weeks, we've seen deals that are worse than that. They're going to give you like 3/4 of a tier 2 alpha included in a deal for $50. So $23 and change for each tier 2 alpha, that's an A- grade. So we have 2 very below average daily cards, the lesser, which is truly lesser, and the advanced, which is still the advanced trash version of the daily cards. And then we have a superior catalyst daily card that, quite frankly, is refreshing for the average price of tier 2 alphas. And objectively, I think this hopefully is a video that's a good example of, I like to give Kabam credit when it's pro player, but I also don't mind calling out trash when it's trash. We have 2 very underwhelming daily cards and 1 much better than average daily card. You're seeing the grades in front of you, couple of D pluses, bordering on the middle offer on a C- grade of a 70%. And then, excuse me, I got choked up because I'm just so used to not being emotional about daily cards. That's sarcasm, if you don't get sarcasm. But yeah, A-. So if you need tier 2 alphas, you're going to be hard-pressed to find a better deal. And if you have the money, it's a good investment. If you don't worry about it. You can get these in a different way. It'll just take you a little bit longer. Either way, thanks for watching YouTube. Have a good one. Happy August to everybody, regardless of where you're watching. I hope you have a great day.